I'm super honored to have received a review copy of Resident Evil Requiem, allowing me to play the game in its entirety ahead of its public release. Here's my official spoiler-free review of the game, or at least I won't be spoiling anything beyond what was already shown by Capcom in trailers and the showcase. I absolutely blazed through this game because, to no one's surprise, yes, it does combine the best parts of the latest modern RE games all the way through. But I do have notes, not necessarily bad ones, but ones that didn't exactly match my expectations. But first, let's talk about the highlights. I can't decide whether I like playing as Grace or Leon more. They both had sections that were a blast to play through, and there wasn't a section I outright disliked. The gameplay throughout both protagonists in terms of exploration, puzzles, and zombie fights or stealth were super engaging, well designed, and just pure fun. Grace had to go through some pretty gruesome adventures, and the brutality of the game at times actually kind of shocked me. My favorite section with Grace was, in my opinion, the scariest part of the game, and overall with Grace, in terms of that RE2, 7, and 8 feel, I was like, oh yeah, we're super back. Leon's gameplay had multiple moments where I was just so hyped over how cinematic the fights were, the creativity of his gunfights, the enemy variety. It was incredible fighting with all his weapons and getting creative with using them all and switching between them during the RE4 type arena areas. So in general, I would think of Resident Evil Requiem of having a slice of all the previous games that I just mentioned, so your enjoyment of the game will probably depend on whether you vibe with that. Also, Capcom definitely kept a lot of surprises and delights behind closed doors. The trailers and showcase only touched a very small portion of the game, and there's a bunch of Easter egg moments to look forward to if you're a seasoned Resident Evil fan. Now for some notes. I expected the game to be a little bit longer. I beat my first playthrough sub 10 hours, but maybe that is a product of me hearing rumors that it was going to be double that. Also, I personally thought that the game was mostly the Leon show, even though I think the devs said that the time is basically split between the protagonists. It felt more like a Leon game to me, and I think depending on the person you ask, this might misalign with their expectations. If I had to give a criticism, it would be something related to this, but I'm not going to go into it to avoid spoilers. And lastly, I think the narrative is within expectations. Basically, don't expect Shakespeare like all the RE games, honestly. But what I think is actually the highlight of this game plot-wise is how it fits in with the rest of the RE lore. That part is actually pretty interesting. Overall, I think this game is probably my second favorite RE game out of the ones I've played. Not quite the masterpiece of RE4 Remake for me, but I have no doubt it's going to be one of my favorite games that I played this year. Anyway, I'm already on my New Game Plus run that I'm having a lot of fun playing Classic mode on. I can't wait for you all to experience this game too.